Hello and welcome to episode 14 of TFF Talks. I'm your host, Danny Cook, and tonight tonight we plan to have another fantastic debate. I'm joined by a fantastic panel, as always, but I mean, tonight in particular, we have a rather full panel, as you'll find out when I shortly read out the names and their brief bios. But yes, this show is brought to you by Crofer Media and sponsored by Classic 11 Shirts. Please do send in any comments you have throughout the show or any questions via Twitter @officialTFF or on YouTube in the chat section. Preferably tonight, if you're watching live, probably best to do it via the chat section on YouTube, given our current situation with Twitter. But all is well at the moment, all is well. So, tonight I am joined by, firstly, Charlie Pumphrey, who is a Brighton fan studying football business and finance at UCFB Wembley. Charlie, are you there? Okay. It seems we lost Charlie for a minute. So I'm hoping his mic's going to work. He said he had some mic problems, but hopefully he will join us in a little while. I'm also joined by David, who is a Wigan fan and manager of TFF Wigan. David, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Fantastic. At least someone's here with me. How are you doing, David?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thank you. And joining David on the panel tonight is Alicia, who is a Bristol Rovers fan, a writer for TFF, and also runs TFF Bristol Rovers. Hello, Alicia.
Hiya.
Hiya, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Danny?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. I've just got a message from Charlie. His mic has unfortunately chose now to die on him. So we wish all the best to his microphone. Charlie, if you want to drop out and try again, feel free to, and let us know how you get on with that. So, yeah, we've got Alicia, we've got David. We've also got Robson, who is a Luton Town fan. He also helps run a charity football team called AFC Macmillan, who raises money for Macmillan cancer support. So clearly a fantastic guy here. It's a pleasure to have you on, Robson.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. How's AFC Macmillan doing this season?
Yeah, I mean, we started last summer. We've had a few games, but we've got our first game this Sunday against a team that I've sort of formed just for this one-off game called 1885 Luton FC. We've got a couple of celebrities as such playing for us. We've got Paul Manners, who was on Britain's Got Talent, and Harry Berry, who was on Take Me Out. So, yeah, going well, and hopefully we can have a good summer. We've got quite a few games planned and hopefully could look into TFF playing against us.
Oh, that would be fantastic. That sounds brilliant. Certainly, you've got some celebs to play against, so that is awesome as well. So, yeah, sounds really good to me. And also joining the crew tonight, we have, as always, it seems, Liam Jury, Western Supermare's relationship guru, and part 3 of Connor's two-man relationship and non-league fanatic. Wow, Liam. There's a lot of words and a lot of things I'd use to describe you, but relationship guru?
Yep.
Well, I mean, you've clearly fallen in love with Connor's relationship. Unfortunately, I don't think we've got Connor on at the moment. Connor Martin, that is his surname, I think.
You're back, mate.
What a legend! What a legend! A fellow UCFB student, Connor Martin. So it's nice. Would have been nice to have had him on, but I think for whatever reason he can't join us tonight. So it's all right. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for joining us.
No, thank you.
It's all right.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
I believe Charlie's back.
Am I back?
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
Hey.
That's good. So obviously, I mean, I've just quickly Charlie is a Brighton fan studying football business and finance at UCFB Wembley. Always a pleasure to get Charlie involved as well. So nice to have you with us tonight.
Second time lucky, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. So, yeah, guys, let's start off in the Premier League. Of course, the land of glory for all things football, or English football, as they say. There's one result I really want to look at to start off with, and that is the Liverpool-Swansea game. Now, for anyone listening who was unaware of the actual result, it finished Liverpool 2, Swansea 3. To most people, arguably neutrals, that's a bit of a surprise. So I'm going to throw this over to Liam first. Was this a surprise result to you?
It wasn't at the same time. I think Paul Clement, he's still got a lot to prove as manager. Didn't work out for him at Derby, but I think he's now in the right job where he can prove himself by trying to guide Swansea out of relegation. And I think he's now made a statement to the league by going out and beating Liverpool. And Swansea were the first team to win at Anfield in over a year. So that's a big achievement.
That's a fantastic stat there. Liam. I'm very impressed with that. So, yeah, you've highlighted he's made a statement. I'm going to throw this open to Robson now. Robson,
Yep.
Did you see the game at all, or have you seen?
Yeah. Manchester saw obviously the majority of it up until just after Sigurdsson scored the winner. Llorente obviously is 2 goals. Thought Liverpool were down and out, coming up to a year unbeaten at Anfield, and then Roberto Firmino equalises, and I thought to myself, well, there's only one way forward, and lo and behold, Gylfi Sigurdsson scores in the 74th minute to win the game.
Yes, and Robson, do you really rate Sigurdsson at all? Is he a good player?
No, I don't really. To be fair, he's too inconsistent in my opinion.
Okay, I'm going to open it up to David now. What do you think? Is Sigurdsson the sort of player that could keep Swansea up?
Yeah, of course. He showed it when he was playing for Iceland in the Euros, and he's shown it previously in the Premier League for Swansea.
Okay.
So I don't see why he can't.
Yeah, fair point there. Let's go to Alicia now. Obviously, we had the goal, Llorente's goal, or Sigurdsson. I think it was Sigurdsson's actually. And yeah, they scored it. And I don't know if you saw it, but there was obviously it was a live game, and you saw some of the Swansea fans sitting down. So do you feel the fans should maybe have shown a bit more passion when they've just scored ultimately the winner?
Well, like a team that's quite bottom of the league right now, I would have thought, coming from, being at the bottom of the league, they would have shown how happy they would have been. I mean, let's go back to Llorente's goal, for example. Like, how I just want to talk about his celebration. He seemed very angry with his just the way he came out. I was watching it and he had high-fived a fan, and I swear I thought he was going to take his arm off. How powerful he did. But yeah, as we were talking, I feel like they should have shown a bit more passion. They've got a new manager now. They've just beaten Liverpool, which one of the biggest clubs in the Premier League, and it's something they should be proud of at this moment.
Yeah, and Robson, I assume passion is an integral part of the game. Is that something you like to see when you have your charity games as well?
100%. I mean, you can see it with Luton Town, their manager Nathan Jones. Unbelievable passion he's got. He's an amazing bloke. He's every time. Obviously, when we lose, he shows passion. When we win, he shows passion. Even when we draw, Kenilworth Road, if we've won, he'll come up to the home fans, give them the old fist pump. If they're away, we win. Same again. If we're at home and we lose, he'll round up the players, get them to go around to all the, do a round of the, go around the whole stadium, clapping the fans for their contribution. But yeah, it's something that I'd like to see. And AFC Macmillan. I mean, our manager, Michael Malone, he's got a lot of passion and sometimes too much, but he's a brilliant lad. Yeah.
No, that's good. We'll go on to Luton. We've got to talk some different clubs tonight. We've got a Luton fan, we've got a Wigan fan, and we've also got a Bristol Rovers fan in here tonight, as well as a Brighton and a Western-super-Mare. So we've got a range of clubs tonight. So, yeah, stick around for that. We will be talking about those teams. But let's look at the flip side here. So, obviously, this is not the result Jurgen Klopp would have wanted. Liam, I mean, where do Liverpool go from here?
I think they don't really need to get downhearted by this because it's one result by one goal. If it was by 2 goals, then yeah, they should be downhearted, but they shouldn't really be downhearted by one result when they can push on and they can keep going strong.
Okay. Charlie, do you share that same view that it's just like a one result thing?
Yeah, I think for a club, Jurgen Klopp's philosophy is that they continue to play sort of all the time. And whether that means playing in these sort of games where they lose, especially at this time of year, going towards the end of the year, there'll be teams that are scrapping for even 1 point. So like we saw at Norwich last year, they'll win games that are tight as much as they'll draw games or lose games, I think, really. So which makes them consistent for the title.
Okay. So we're obviously the transfer window is open. Alicia, I take it you've seen a bit of Liverpool this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Just making sure. Anyway, I didn't want to chuck you in the deep end. So Liverpool, obviously, where can they strengthen for you?
Considering I haven't watched much of Liverpool this season due to me being quite busy, like I feel like they've covered quite a bit of areas. Like I think the most thing they've been working on is the keeper, because obviously they signed Karius and they've noticed that he'd started conceding a lot, and obviously they put Mignolet back on, and I just feel like maybe they need to work on that a bit more. I mean, I feel like they've got good players such as Coutinho, Firmino. Like I feel like their midfield striker roles are kind of covered. Defending wise, I'm gonna say it depends. Like in my opinion, it depends. Like some defenders do shine some days, some don't. It's just down to how much effort you're going to put in at the end of the day.
Okay. So you think the focus is on the keeper, really?
Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
down to a personal opinion, yeah.
No, I agree. I think you've raised some great points there. So I'd like to know what David thinks on this. Do you sort of share the same view that you've obviously got Karius, if I'm saying it right, and Mignolet, who are 2 keepers who maybe aren't doing so well as maybe the fans had expected? So with that in mind, do you think they need to strengthen in that area?
I think he's gone.
You think he's gone? But Dave? Is Dave gone? He's gone, isn't he?
No, he's still here.
Okay, well, I think he's still here, but I think his mic's
He
gone.
might have fallen asleep. I don't know.
He might have fallen asleep. Oh, right. Okay, well, I'll throw this open. Robson, do you want to come in on this one?
Yeah. Were we still talking about transfer-wise or just
Yeah.
Liverpool in general?
I was talking more Karius and Mignolet, but of course, if you want to talk transfer-wise, feel free.
Yeah, I think Alicia raised some good points there. I mean, in Mignolet, I think he's actually a decent keeper. Karius, obviously, a bit of a backup. So I think there might be a bit of issue in goal. I mean, probably contradicting myself there. Mignolet is okay, but I mean, I quite like Liverpool's squad, the way they've set out. I mean, I'm not a fan of Milner at left back.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know who they could replace him with, but perhaps getting like a pacier left back in or left winger. left wing back. Other than that, I don't think much needs to change about that Liverpool squad. I think they've got a bit about them, and if they can keep hold of them players, they could be they could work their way up the table.
Yep, and hopefully David's back now. Is he back? I think he's in the call. He's in the call. I can't quite hear him. So yeah, you may want to just have a quick restart. Not a problem, David. These things happen, technical issues, so don't worry about it. These things happen. This is live, so nothing you can do about it. Anyway, we are going to move away from the Merseyside club, or one Merseyside club, to another Merseyside club. Obviously, Everton picked up a good win at the weekend against Crystal Palace. We spoke last week about their expectations and what they could potentially achieve. Alicia, where can Everton finish? What's their goal?
I think Everton are going to finish mid-table. I'm going to throw it out there between 9th and 12th. That's how I can see it. I mean, I hope that they've got kind of strong midfield, and if they keep scoring goals and keeping clean sheets, or either a midpoint or even higher. That's where I can think they'll go.
Okay. So Charlie, do you share the same view on that?
I think when you talk about Everton, they're sort of club at the beginning of the year who look like they could be one of the groups to challenge the top sort of the arranged system, as it were. And I think they had that poor spell where they struggled to score goals and they struggled to stay consistent. And I think they seem the sort of team that may get these sort of results for the rest of the season, but struggle to be consistent.
Yeah. So David, hopefully he's back now. Fingers crossed. David, are you there? Oh no, technology. Oh, when everything's going against you, eh? It's just one of those days. Do not worry about it, David. Keep trying, my man. We'll get you on. So yeah, Robson I'll try and mute Charlie for a second. Then he sounds like he's going through a blizzard. Robson, is someone like Lukaku gonna provide the ammunition in terms of goals to fire Everton up the league?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's got about 12 in the Premier League so far this season. He is quite prolific. I can see him moving on from Everton in the summer. I don't think he'll go this January. I mean, I think if Liverpool fail to go any higher than 7th, which they're at the moment, I can see Lukaku leaving for a top 4 side or going abroad to play somewhere. Hopefully not China, because a lot of people are going there at the moment for money. So, yeah.
Yeah, you raise a good point there. I was going to discuss it a little bit later, but I think now's a good time to bring it up. Obviously, China has been the topic on most football fans' lips at the moment. So I'd like to know, Robson, what's your thoughts? If you was a player now and you was offered the money that, say, like Diego Costa was offered, which is like tripling his wage to go to China and play in China, would you do it?
I mean, I can see why players do it. I mean, football's a short career. I mean, you're looking at on the big money, you're playing from the age of 18 to at their very latest outfield players about 35. I think maybe towards the end of your career, yeah, go for it. But if you're going out there as a youngster and playing your whole career out in China just for the money, it's not worth it. But I do see why they do it. It's, as I said, it is a short career, and why not earn that money? If you can get it, why not take it?
That's a fair point. So I'm now going to throw this open to Connor, but before I do, I'll just read you out his thing. Hopefully, Connor's now here. Connor Martin. Yeah, we've got people. Good. Right, so Connor Martin's joining us. He is a QPR fanatic also a keen follower of Wildstone FC, studying broadcasting at UCFB, and is Danny's right-hand man, according to Liam. So you got Liam to thank for that one.
Oh yeah. Like he took great pleasure in telling me that. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking China. Would you, if you was offered the money to go out and play there, like tripled your wage, the likes of what Diego Costa's being offered, would you, Connor, would you go out there?
Well, to be honest, it would be depending on the stage of my career. To be honest, if I was a young lad like Oscar,
yeah,
it's basically like career suicide, I reckon, because you're playing against basically nobody. There's no real competitiveness when in the, like you say, in the Premier League, you're on like much less money, but you've got the chance of actually making a name for yourself. Where like if like you got the older players just going out to China and they're just using it like Tevez, who are in like the twilight of their careers and they're just happy to pick up the wage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
go on.
Yeah, and it's just it's probably what's wrong with football these days. To be fair.
Yeah. I'm hoping Dave. I did just hear something from Dave. I think. I don't know if Dave's there. No. Okay, maybe not. So yeah, Liam, do you think that moving to China, like what Connor's just said, is like a career? I'm trying to find my words here. Career suicide, I think you said, Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it career suicide, Liam?
If you, as Connor said, if you're young, then yes, like Oscar, he's mid-20s and he's moving out there. But then if you're like Carlos Tevez, who's just got into his 30s, and then I'd say no, just because it's something to get by on, and it's something for us that he can then live on, and not have to work, lift a finger again to work.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep. So Alicia, finally, would you like to go and play in China for triple your wage?
I mean, anyone that's being offered that much money, I mean, who wouldn't turn that down? But like, I'm agreeing with all the lads here. Like, you know, if you're a young player, you know, do you really want to waste your career like that? Like again, using Oscar, I mean, he was doing pretty decent at Chelsea. You know, he'd been given this offer, but I feel like he could have been given obviously a lot lower offer and played for a club where he's going to be able to push himself. Like, playing for China is like playing with a piece of paper. Like, it's just like everyone was saying, like, if he was a lot older in his 30s, then of course that would have been an offer that anyone would take, because it's towards the end of your career. You know, you need to start slowing down, because obviously the Premier League is quite a challenging league. So yeah, I mean, I would take it if I was a lot older.
Yeah, that's a very valid point, and I think it's sort of, I agree with you. It's sort of maybe taking the place of the MLS.
Yeah, definitely.
For retiring players, that's your payday. So yeah, fantastic comments there, guys. I've got a couple of questions sent in on our YouTube. We may have been sent stuff on Twitter, but I can't access Twitter at the moment. So please do send it in via YouTube if you're watching live. If you're listening on repeat on Audio Boom, you can, of course, catch up to any previous episodes on there as well. So just once this is done, take a listen to some previous episodes. So we've got some Everton-related questions coming. One from John Gale, who says, is Tom Davies going to be one of the best? I'm going to open this to the floor. Whoever wants to come in on this one.
Don't all rush at once.
Yeah.
I don't know. A bit like Harry Kane, really. He went out and loaned to Norwich, and I remember him playing against Luton, as I'm probably sure you do as well.
Yeah.
In the game where obviously Luton beat Norwich, and he was non-existent. I didn't even think anything of him, and now he's one of the best strikers in the Premier League, if not the world. But who knows? It's some players will play really well. Do you remember Federico Macheda? I don't know where he's at now.
Yeah.
I know was he at Birmingham or Reading a few years
I
back?
think he went Cardiff at some
That's the
point.
one. Yeah, he did. He went
Yeah,
Cardiff,
Cardiff.
and he was being made out to be this amazing player, like he was going to be the next, I don't know, whoever. But he just turned out to be, not what they said he'd be. So
Yeah. No, that's a fair comment there. Anyone else want to jump in on this one before we move on?
Yeah, talking about
Go on, in.
that he's obviously quite a young player, obviously, he's like 18, 19, isn't he?
Yep. Yeah, 18, I think, yeah.
I feel like this is, being at Everton's a great start for his career. I mean, like with the goal that he had, I mean, that's always a great start, and I'm hoping that he starts to build up from that and becomes a really good player.
Okay, cool. Anyone else? Or is that it? I think that's going to be it. Okay. Right. We've got a couple more comments from John Gale as well. He also says Ronald Koeman. I think that's David there. I think I just heard David.
Yeah.
Yeah, David's here. Whee! Fantastic. Cool. So, yeah, we've just got a couple of comments, David. I'm going to bring you in. You will get your say, definite.
Cheers.
That's okay. John Gale also says Ronald Koeman, manager of the month. What do you guys think of that?
I really couldn't comment, to be fair.
Couldn't comment? Okay. Anything else come to mind from anyone?
The 4-0 win against Man City. I suppose I can comment, really. Obviously, beating Everton, City, beating a strong Southampton side as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say manager of the month. I think Conte deserves that, despite their loss to Tottenham. I think that Conte deserves it, to be fair.
Okay. Well, he certainly turned things around there, hasn't he?
Definitely.
I know at one point he was struggling to win over the fans, so he's done a decent job there. He's also gone on to say, this is John Gale, also gone on to say that Everton will win the league. So, well,
is he our only person commenting?
No. He's just the only sort of related one at the moment. So I'll take that with a pinch of salt. But thanks for sending in your comment there.
There's one from Melvin.
Yes, about the Chinese Super League, is it?
No, this one about Swansea.
The Swansea, yeah. Actually, yeah. Do you want to read it out?
In their current position, do you think avoiding relegation would be considered a good season for Swansea? Or shouldn't they still be expecting more of themselves?
I mean, for the talent they have in their team, in their squad, I do think that 17th isn't high enough for them. I think they should be a little bit higher than that. I mean, you look at the likes of Burnley in 13th place, Watford in 14th. And as you can tell, I'm not like a football encyclopedia, or I am reading this off my phone as we speak. I do think they should be higher on the table, without a doubt.
Yeah, I would say the last few seasons, I personally have obviously followed Norwich, and they've been in and around that sort of area. And I know Swansea have been in and around that area as well. So for me, I think, I don't know, like they've obviously got a talented squad. They've got Llorente's doing a good job there. But I do think at the moment, given their situation, a good season is staying up for the majority of them clubs down the bottom. So it's just my view anyway. Anyone else want to come in on that before we move on? Because I'm pressed for time. So, okay.
I've got another question here.
Is it the... Okay, go on in.
What do you think about Andy Carroll's form, and why is he currently on fire?
Okay. Can I come in first on that? Is that okay? Okay. So yeah, Andy Carroll. I'm actually pleased to see him doing well. And I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the Pyatt situation. He sort of come out and made himself a bit more in the limelight as such. But no, I'm pleased for him. So that's my say on it.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyone else?
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree as well.
yeah, he's just really stepped up to the plate, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm sure Josh will be happy with that anyway. So
Yeah.
he'll be happy at the moment. Anyway, we've got to move on. I have got another question from Melvin, but I'll save that to the end because we're a little bit pressed for time, as I say. And I want to move on to another Premier League side before we move to the other teams. So obviously one of the most crucial games yesterday on Super Sunday, as I say, was Arsenal versus Burnley, which ended up 2-1 with Alexis Sanchez scoring what must have been a 96th minute penalty or something like that.
Yeah.
97.
97th, okay. Liam, firstly, what did you make of Arsenal's performance yesterday?
Well, I haven't seen any of the game or any of the highlights. So
Okay, so you're the wrong person to ask then.
yeah.
Who did see the highlights?
I
of the game?
saw the first half and the last sort of half hour, so I only missed about
Go on
15
then.
minutes of it.
You're probably the best person.
Thanks. No, I mean, Burnley were okay. Arsenal were dominant in the game. I do like the fact that ex-Luton lad Andre Gray scored a penalty against his boyhood team he supported for many years. And his celebration as well, that surprised me. Bearing in mind he's a massive Arsenal fan. He's hitting the crest of Burnley as he's celebrating. But yeah, Arsenal's second goal, Alexis Sanchez penalty. Don't think it should have been a penalty, personally. I don't actually think it was a high foot. If you look at it, the player ducks down. He's just trying to clear the ball.
Ooh, okay. So you're thinking no penalty there then?
Yeah.
Okay. What does Alicia think? What do you think, Alicia?
Well, I've obviously seen the footage of where they said about the penalty. I don't know, because the more I think about it, I do agree now, because it's a hard decision, obviously, for a referee to say whether it is or not. And, I feel like to me, just because the way I've seen it, I do believe it was a high foot. And I'm pretty sure he did kick him in the face, didn't he?
I think he did get contact with him. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think he clipped him a bit.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There was contact, but I mean,
Accidents are accidents at the end of the day.
yeah, and I mean, you can't always blame it on being an accident, but I genuinely think he tried to go for the ball and the players ducked his head down purposely, knowing what he was going to do. And I wouldn't say it's simulation as such, but I think challenges like that, I think the referee was just looking for a bit of attention, really, personally.
Okay. David, what did you make of the incident?
Well, I've not actually seen it, so
Okay, that's fine. Okay, we'll change the question then. Did you manage to see any of the game yesterday, or just the result?
I saw the Alexis Sanchez win a penalty.
Cool. What did you make of that, and what does that say about Alexis Sanchez?
If I'm going to be honest, the penalty was quite cocky, wasn't it?
It was. But do you think that shows sort of nerves of steel doing that then?
No, not really. I just think Sanchez is quite confident in the way he plays, in what he does. And that's quite good for a footballer, to be confident in the way they play.
Okay. Well, we've just had a comment come in again from Melvin. He says Xhaka needs discipline. He's collecting cards like Pokemon and Beyblades. # Sunday League. What a comment. Love that comment, Melvin. A throwback to my childhood days, anyway. So yeah, I'm going to throw this open. Liam Jury, because we've
Yep.
not heard you on this. Liam, do you agree about Xhaka collecting these cards?
Yes. Wasn't he sent off yesterday?
He was sent off, yes, indeed.
Yeah. I think he's
Oh,
already got. Hang on.
Okay.
Come back to me.
Okay, I'll come back to you in a second. We'll go to Connor then.
he's gone to beat his little brother up.
Let's hope not. Go on then, Connor.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that lad just needs to keep his head a bit. I mean, he's a good player, and he just like maybe in the heat of battle, he just loses his head a bit when and he does something stupid like yesterday, like he didn't need to make that challenge at all. It was completely avoidable, and maybe like he'll grow out of that when he's becomes more experienced as a player. But sort of, it's just one of them things, really. I think.
Okay, that's a fair point. I wonder if Liam's back. I'm going to assume not if he's muting it at the moment. So
That's all domestics. It's all
he's back,
domestics.
he's back. Oh, thank God for
Oh,
that.
he is.
There we go. Go on in, Liam.
Well, he's got 3 red cards already this season, which, yes, he's a midfielder who likes to put his foot in, but I think 3 red cards already, I don't think that's really acceptable. And when you look at his record, he's got like 9 over the last 3 seasons, and I think he's got a serious discipline problem.
Okay, so you agree with the phrase of picking up cards like Pokemon and Beyblade, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Good lad. He's getting some collectibles there. Anyway, we've got to move on. Of course, send in any questions, any comments that you, the listeners, have tonight on YouTube, preferably not Twitter tonight, just in the YouTube chat section if you are listening live. Yeah, let's move on to the championship now. We're very blessed to have a couple of championship fans on here this evening. So let's start with Connor Martin. We're going to start off with the what is it? West London? Is it West London derby?
Yeah, West London derby.
There we go. West London derby.
Yeah.
Talk us through what happened.
Oh well, like it was. I think Holloway's come in, got rid of all the players that he reckons won't sort of play to his style. He's got players there now that I think that's what reminds me of when he was first there. So, like from the last few games I've seen him play, it looks like they want to be there. But when Hasselbank was there, it looked like the players couldn't really care less. But we're unbeaten 4 games now. But like Saturday, I must admit, like it was a bit frustrating, seeing us take the lead, and then we sort of let Fulham come at us, and then the goal we conceded was sloppy. So I think it's just 2 points lost there.
Yeah, so that ended up as a draw, 1-1. Obviously, Smithy's once again the hero, saving another penalty.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
he's
like,
incredible.
I'm close. Yeah. Oh, geez. Like I don't know where that we would be in the table without him. To be honest, I think it's the second time he saved a penalty against Fulham this season as well. I mean, like if you look at the replay of the penalty, like I've got no idea how the referee gave it. To be honest, it was a clear dive. It was like something out of the Olympics, to be honest. But but the referee, like he sort of killed the game as well. But but for taking nothing away from the Smithies, he got down well in the corner. They say put your penalties in the corner, but obviously he's found a way to keep them out.
Yeah, I mean, look, the keeper's got to do his job at the end of the day. If it's a penalty, it's a penalty. He's got to step up and save it. So regardless of the actual thing, I think you should be very pleased you've got a fantastic keeper there.
And he's got quite a bright future. Like I reckon he's still, I think he's mid-20s. and keepers usually last longer than a lot of outfield players. So who knows what this lad can do?
Yeah, so I'm going to just bring in Alicia now. Alicia, what do you make of Ian Holloway as a manager?
I mean, obviously, we've had Ian Holloway at Bristol Rovers in the past, and I love Ian Holloway just primarily because of his Bristolian accent. It's just pure gold. But no, I think him being a manager at Queens Park Rangers, I think it's great.
No, that's good. He's certainly a maverick, isn't he? He's something.
Yeah.
That's for certain. So I'm hoping David's still here.
Yeah.
David, we'll talk about Wigan now. Obviously, you guys got another favourable result this weekend. Just talk us through that, will you?
Yeah, well, obviously, we beat Brentford 2-1. It was a very good result for us, taking us out of the bottom three, putting it in our third win on the bounce, if you're including the FA Cup win against Nottingham Forest. And yeah, it was just a very good win to take us out of the bottom three. I think we dominated throughout the game. Their goal was debatable because a lot of people are saying it was a foul on Stephen Warnock. But think what you want.
Okay. So looking away from that now, looking at the bigger picture, where realistically can Wigan finish this season?
Well, considering the form we're in at the moment, considering the players that we're linked with, considering the players we've got, I think we'll finish out of the relegation zone. Not a clue where, but all I'm going to say is out of the relegation zone.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point. Given your current form has been very impressive, I have to say. I've been following some of your results and it's been good. Robson, do you ever get to catch a bit of Wigan at all?
Not
see
really.
the
No, I mean
results?
I see their results. I mean, they're not. I don't like the fact they're in the relegation zone or near the relegation zone. I'm not sure whereabouts exactly they are on the table at the moment, but they shouldn't be that far down. I mean, I know they've come up from League One, but at least mid-table. They're a big club. They won the FA Cup a few years back, and they've gone down. It's not good.
Yeah, that's a fair point, David. While you're here, what sort of memories did you have of that FA Cup, that famous FA Cup win?
I'm not really sure because it was quite a few years ago now.
Oh, okay. Well, I meant did you do anything special? Did you go to the game?
Oh, yeah, I went to the game.
You went to the game? Wow, that's really good. Bet you was chuffed.
Yeah, it was I swear it was in the 92nd. I think it was 92nd minute or 93rd. 93rd, the winning goal was.
Was it Watson? Or was it? Did he score?
Yeah, Watson.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
And Watson, I think he plays for Watford still.
Yeah, I remember that goal. That was a good goal. And yeah, I was delighted myself seeing that. So that's good. Anyway, we're going to move away. We're going to move down to League One now. Alicia, who's a Bristol Rovers fan, talk to us about Bristol Rovers this season. How's your season gone?
Well, I mean, this season's obviously isn't too bad. I mean, the one problem we have is when we're away. When we play away games, we seem to lose. We were away on Saturday. We were playing against Warsaw, and we lost 3-1. Now we've got some new signings into our club. Now we signed Queens Park Rangers Joe Lumley, and he started the match for us.
Yeah.
And I don't go to this away game, so I saw the highlights from YouTube, and I was looking at it earlier, and the things that I was seeing was the second goal and the third goal from Warsaw is that our defence was not. We had no defence in our box whatsoever. And Lumley kept coming out of the box, and it was just an easy goal for them, which we have problems with our defence sometimes, and we've been known for our defence and all that. But overall, I feel like if we start working on our defending and being able to start working on winning away, you know, we're not going to have a problem with being in at least the top 6 this season. Because, I mean, Bristol Rovers, the conference 2 seasons ago, and to be in League One where we are now is an amazing achievement. So, you know, even if we got in the top 6, you know, that would still be amazing for us.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
No, I agree. That's I've just got your previous results on my screen, and obviously, your 2 recent losses to Fleetwood and Walsall aren't great. But I mean, aside from that, it seems like you have had a great season.
Yeah.
So, is there one particular player you put it down to, or is it just a team, just a great team, or?
Obviously, our team have different abilities. You know, I can't exactly just narrow it down to one player. I mean, we get goals from anyone. I mean, obviously, we've got probably our number 1 striker being Matty Taylor, who just scores goals like he did on Saturday, where he scored a header for us, which made it obviously 3-1. We also have midfielder Billy Bowden that scored a lot last season, and also one of our loan players, Peter Hartley, who came from Plymouth Argyle, he's currently injured at this moment, so he isn't playing for us right now. But for a defender, he scores quite a few goals for us, which I find amazing.
Okay.
I just think the team as a whole is just amazing, and you know, keep working at it, and we just, you know, we could get somewhere.
That's good. That's what I like to hear. So very quickly, is there any particular area you think that they should strengthen in, like attack, midfield, defence, goalkeeper, maybe?
Especially, yeah, definitely defence. I mean, like I've said, we've had problems with it before, and the thing is that a lot of our injuries come from our defenders, which can be, obviously, it's a big problem, considering that's why we're signing quite a couple of defenders now. But I just feel, I don't know what it is, but the players need to stay back when the opposition have possession. And it just needs to start building up, because without that effort, we're not going to get anywhere, and we're just going to concede. Because we can't just leave it down to one, just the goalkeeper. It's not just his responsibility.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see if you do strengthen in that area. But Bristol Rovers certainly doing well at the moment, so fingers crossed they could sneak into a playoff space. That would be good.
That would be amazing. Yeah,
I will be keeping an eye out on them as well. So let's get on to Luton Town now. Robson,
Hello.
I know you're dying to tell everyone about how Luton has got on recently. So yeah, fire away.
Yeah, I mean, we played at the weekend against Wickham away. Took the lead through Scott Cuthbert header. And unfortunately, the beast, the tank, Adebayo Akinfenwa, made it 1-0 with a header, just like Cuthbert did. Previously, before that, we beat Crewe away again. I was there for the Crewe game. Unfortunately, I wasn't there at the weekend for the Wickham game. But the only thing we need to work on at the moment is our discipline. We've had 3 players sent off in the last 3 matches. And I mean, it's all of them have been silly challenges. And, you know, they just need to work on that, really.
What do you think they could do to work on that? Is that like a management sort of thing?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, well, you can't blame the manager. I mean, I genuinely think he's one of the best young managers. I wouldn't say up until the Premier League, but in League 2, League 1, and even I'd say the Championship, he's got a lot of fresh ideas, has the players on board, but the players have to have a look at themselves and wonder why they're getting sent off. And, you know, our top goal scorer Danny Hilton, he picks up his 10th yellow card on Saturday, meaning he's out for 2 games, I believe, which it was inevitable. He's been on that. He was on 9 yellow cards for at least 4 or 5 games. It was only a matter of time, really, until it happened. So we'll be without him and Johnny Mullins, who was sent off at the weekend.
Yeah, no, you're right about the 9 card situation. I know certainly a few times. I think from my team, like Norwich, it's Alex Tetty, and you don't know whether they're gonna, in some cases, tactically pick up a card to miss 2 games or 1 game or whatever that's maybe they're not needed for. So yeah, it could be that, but I mean, it's sort of inevitable, in it, like what you said, when you're on that sort of fringe of getting that 9 card threshold or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprised me. Danny Hilton's the type of player who will pick up bookings for, he'll leave a late challenge, leave a leg in, he'll be a late challenge, or he has been quite lucky because he is an amazing player, but he is quite a physical player. So, I mean, he's backed into players before, given away the foul and not got a yellow card for it. He's actually got away with it. So he could have hit that 10 card point a lot earlier in the season.
Okay. So one last question for the moment on Luton. Where do you feel Luton need to strengthen in this transfer window?
Personally, I mean, we've just got Luke Gambin from Barnet, who's a winger, and we've got Lawson Diaf. I don't know how you pronounce it. Diaf.
That's all right.
That's
fine.
Got him from Northampton, and I mean, I've not seen much of Diaf. I mean, he played against Crewe. I haven't seen Gambin play yet because we signed him just before the Wickham game. But they seem okay. I mean, if I were to be critical, I think the only place we could really improve is maybe defence, but not for a first-team player. I mean, maybe get a youth player in on loan from somewhere just as a bit of a backup, But the squad we've got Jack Senior at left-back, who is, I believe, only 19. He had his 19th or 20th birthday, I think it was, the other day. Him at left-back, James Justin at right-back, and there. I mean, we got Jack Senior from Huddersfield, and James Justin's a Luton youth product. And it's good that we're investing in youth, and I think with the squad we've got on paper, we should be a lot higher in the table. Unfortunately, we're giving away stupid goals towards the end of games.
Yeah. So it's a bit of, as you said, actually, that sort of ties in quite nicely with what you said about discipline.
Yeah.
So do you reckon it's maybe like game management and just seeing out games?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our goals have been conceded late on. We just need to focus on, first of all, keeping our players on the pitch, and just try and to see the game out and not concede late on. Okay,
no, that sounds brilliant. So hopefully all of your teams will achieve your targets this season. Certainly Luton, I'll keep an eye out because you've got Cam McGeehan. That's my soft spot.
He's out at the moment, isn't he?
It's a shame about that. But he's a fantastic player, and I'm so glad he gets his chance at a club like Luton.
Definitely.
So
I mean, he's playing at such a low level to what he can be at, but hopefully we go up and he can carry on.
Oh, definitely. But you know what, though? Cameron McGeehan has the passion and the fight, the desire. It wouldn't surprise me. He takes you guys up a couple of divisions because it can happen.
I mean, a lot of people see him as wouldn't say lazy, but inconsistent. I mean, he is quite. It seems like he's inconsistent, but he just pops up with goals when you need him. So
yeah. No, that's brilliant. So we're just going to move away and talk about some of the comments and questions sent in. Just going to find some. So Melvin said in regards to the Chinese Super League stuff, right back at the beginning, he said joining the Chinese Super League kind of drags down chances for a national team call-up unless you're irreplaceable. in brackets, e.g. Ronaldo, Neymar, etc. Liam, do you agree with that?
A bit.
A bit. What, as
Yeah.
in, what do you agree with then?
I would say that it does sort of drag down the chances of being in the national team. But then again, it could help reignite and sort of propel a player into the limelight for a national manager like Tevez at Argentina. He might now be back in with a chance to his best, which we all know he can.
Fair comment there. I'm going to ask this next question to my championship clubs, which is Connor. So that's Connor and David, if you're still there. We have a question coming from Jack Evans, who asks, who is the best player in the championship? Which one of you wants to go first?
Go on, Connor, you go first.
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm going to go controversial.
Got him.
Like, I really like Dwight Gale for Newcastle.
I'd have said the same.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
Why do you think that then?
Oh, he just always seems to change the game when he's on the pitch, and like I remember when he played for Palace. I mean, like everyone remembers that game. That he pops up and scored in the last minute. He just managed to do his thing, change the game. But I think Newcastle, they've got a strong squad. Obviously, that's why they're in the top two, and I think he's a very much a Rafa Benitez player as well. So I think he feeds off Benitez's style of play. Like, if you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. So let's go, David. Why is Dwight Gale your number one pick?
Dwight Gale is, I'm pretty sure he's the championship top goal scorer.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I would say Dwight Gale is he's a very good player, and it kind of shows it in the championship top goal scorers. He scored the most goals. He's been the most clinical player in the season, and he's just been simply the best this season. But I would say John Joe Shelby isn't far behind being the best as well.
Yeah,
I think he's very underrated, to be honest.
He's certainly a talented midfielder, isn't he? So, yeah. But thank you for answering that question, guys. We've got one for Alicia, sent in from John Gale, who asks, is Mason Holgate a great player?
I do like Mason Holgate, yeah. He's still quite a young player, of course, like I was talking about Tom Davies. Yeah, I do like Mason Holgate. I believe that, the more he plays, he's going to obviously develop a lot more as a player. And I feel like, he will come out as quite a good defender, like probably more than quite good even. He's playing well at Everton at the moment. I do agree. And yeah, I do hope that he becomes more of a developed player in the future.
Yep, fantastic. Thank you for that, Alicia. We have another one from John, who says Callum Connolly is saving Wigan. Full stop. So I see, David, you didn't quite agree with that one.
No, he signed just before the Burton game, which was only a week ago, and obviously he scored for 2 goals in the Burton game for us. Obviously, being a right back, you don't expect him to score many, but he did score those 2 goals, and he's played very well defensively. But I don't think he'll be the only player to save us this season.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. It's a team game at the end of the day, isn't it? So yeah, Liam, who's interestingly in the call, has put Wellinger down without the might. I'm going to assume the mighty Pennock and Day.
Yeah.
Do you want to expand on that?
I wouldn't say down yet, because on paper they're worst teams in the league, but Welling have lost their manager, their director of football, and their top scorer Adam Coombs is now wanted by Football League clubs, so they've got to try and hang on to him if they want to stay up. But in a sense, I think they're worst teams in the league on paper.
Okay. And I believe we have one last question sent in, and this one is from Ben Jones, who said, would just like to say thank you to Bristol Rovers for Michael Smith, one of our best players in the squad, and I'm sorry we've repaid the favour by sending you Luke James on loan. So I think that was aimed at you, Alicia?
Luke James, yeah.
What do you make of Ben's comments there?
We played Luke James quite a bit, and I wouldn't say he's amazing. And, you know, the only way he can get any better is if he just puts in a lot more effort and, you know, starts, right, like, really, he needs to realise where he's going wrong. And like I said, I wouldn't say he's one of the best ones we have. I mean, you know, the more lines I would look at of Mike Taylor, Rory Gaffney, and Ellis Harrison, them three are like our main kind of eye openers. But yeah, like obviously I can't say he's like a terrible player because, you know, anything could happen.
Very true. Very true. And that unfortunately brings us to the end of tonight's show. But just before I say thank you, obviously, to the guests, but first, I've just obviously got a message from Alex Crofer, who's obviously the big boss at TFF, the Lord and Saviour, that is Alex Crofer. And he's just wanted to say that on behalf of TFF, he'd like to apologise, obviously, for what's gone on with the Twitter tonight. And I'd like to echo that as well. We don't quite know what's gone on just yet, but he is taking the issue very seriously and it's being dealt with as we speak. So hopefully we won't have any more recurring issues with that. But thank you very much to everyone who listened in tonight. And thank you very much to the panel, of course.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Thanks for being here.
Before we finish, do you want to just say your Twitter names so anyone listening could give you a little follow on Twitter? So if we start off with Robson.
Yep. Well, I'll give two for you. I've got Robson O'Riordan and AFC McMillan.
Brilliant stuff. Well, certainly follow at AFC McMillan, is it?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be doing updates, I'm sure. So, yeah, certainly worth keeping an eye on, seeing how your season gets on. So, brilliant. Let's go, Liam.
At Liam Drove 4.
Cheers, Liam. David?
At D. Curty.
Do you want to also say your TFF Wigan one?
Oh, at TFF Wigan.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember the at bit, sorry. But yeah, for all things Wigan, at TFF Wigan, Dave's done a fantastic job with them. So brilliant, good lad on that. Connor.
Yeah,
what's
mine's
Twitter,
Connor.
mate?
It's Connor J. Martin 96.
Oh, I thought he was going to say at Connor. It's like, what's the chance of that? But yeah.
Yeah, it's at Connor. Yeah, it's at
Connor.
I was hoping you'd continue
Maybe
there. Go on.
Many people do.
One last time.
At Connor. Yeah, it's at Connor J. Martin 96.
Good lad. Thank you very much. And Alicia, of course, don't forget your Bristol Rovers account as well, because that's awesome.
Yeah. My Twitter is just Alicia Wicks, and our new TFF club, which is Bristol Rovers, is at TFF Bristol Rove.
Brilliant. And I think, Robson, have you got I think we've got a Luton one, haven't we? Yeah,
Yeah,
while
of course,
I'm at it.
yeah. At TFF Luton.
Brilliant. And yeah, if you want to obviously follow anything Luton related, that's the place to go. And for Bristol, it was at Bristol Rove, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rove. Yeah. Okay.
We're forgetting the big shout out to Garth as well.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
How could we forget Garth? Unfortunately, he's not with us tonight, but he will hopefully be here next week. Finally, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
I really do appreciate you all coming on. And
Thank you.
cheers. Enjoy your evening.
Danny.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all. You've been listening to TFF Talks, brought to you by Crofer Media and sponsored by Classic 11 Shirts. I've been your host, Danny Cook. Good night.